The field conditions of the Second World War produced some of the most practically significant chemistry ever developed under pressure, not in laboratories by researchers with controlled environments and proper equipment, but in the field by soldiers and engineers working with available materials and an immediate need. The hand warmer is one of the most elegant examples of this field chemistry, a heat-generating system requiring no fire, no fuel in the combustible sense, no infrastructure beyond a pouch and the right combination of materials, and producing hours of sustained warmth from a reaction that is safe enough to hold in a gloved hand through an entire night watch. The chemistry behind it is exothermic oxidation, specifically, the oxidation of iron in the presence of salt water and oxygen. In its basic form, this is the same chemistry that produces rust on exposed iron, a reaction so familiar that most people have never thought of it as a heat source. The distinction between iron rusting slowly over months on a fence post and iron generating useful warmth within minutes in a field hand warmer is the control of the reaction rate, specifically, the surface area of the iron, the concentration of the salt solution, and the oxygen supply to the reaction. Fine iron powder rather than solid iron provides vastly more surface area per gram, accelerating the reaction by a factor of thousands compared to the same mass of solid iron. Salt water as the electrolyte lowers the activation energy of the oxidation reaction and increases its rate. Controlled oxygen access through a semi-permeable membrane regulates the rate of heat generation and extends the duration of the reaction across hours rather than seconds. World War II field versions of this were improvised: iron filings from workshop waste, salt from field rations, sawdust as a moisture moderator and filler, packed into cloth pouches with varying results depending on who was making them and what materials were available. The reaction was understood well enough to produce workable results in field conditions. The optimization of particle size, electrolyte concentration, and oxygen access that produces consistent, safe, extended heat generation required the kind of controlled manufacturing process that field conditions cannot provide. What field soldiers had was the principle and the improvisation. What modern manufacturing has produced is the same principle applied with the precision that field improvisation could not achieve. The Okupa magnetic hand warmers, rechargeable, 2-pack, UL safety rated, 100 to 126 degrees Fahrenheit output, 3 heat settings, up to 8 hours per charge, apply the modern controlled version of the same heat generation principle. Not the iron-salt oxygen reaction specifically, but the same organizing principle that the World War II formula represented, a compact, self-contained, controlled heat source that requires no combustion, no open flame, and no external fuel supply. The UL safety rating is the specification that matters here. It means the heat output and the safety of the heat generation have been independently verified to standards that field improvisation obviously cannot meet. If you want the sustained, controlled, safe warmth that the World War II formula was trying to achieve through improvised chemistry, this is the modern version of that intention built with the manufacturing precision that makes it reliable. The link is in the description, and they move fast in cold weather season, so it is worth getting them before you need them. The heat generated by any warming system, chemical, electrical, or combustion, is only as useful as your ability to retain it. Heat that generates at your palm and disperses into the surrounding air within seconds has not accomplished what the field soldier needed from his improvised warmer. Heat that is trapped against the hand and retained for the duration of exposure is the actual solution to the cold hands problem. The World War II soldier understood this intuitively. The hand warmer went into a glove, not into an open hand, because the glove was the retention system that made the heat source useful. The thermal barrier between the heat source and the cold environment determines how long the heat persists at a useful temperature, and a glove that cannot retain heat efficiently requires the hand warmer to work harder to compensate for what the retention layer is losing. The Gorilla Grip silicone oven mitts, 550-degree heat resistance, waterproof, thick cotton lining, flexible grip function in the same retention role that the field glove provided. They are not marketed as cold weather gear, and the heat resistance specification is designed for kitchen use rather than field conditions. But the thick cotton lining and waterproof silicone exterior create exactly the layered thermal barrier, waterproof outer shell preventing convective heat loss through wind and moisture, insulating interior layer trapping the warm air against the hand, that makes any heat source underneath them dramatically more effective per unit of energy generated. The heat that stays in the system is the heat that keeps you warm. The link is in the description. The World War II formula was chemistry under pressure, not elegant, not optimized, but functional enough to keep hands operational through watches that would otherwise have ended in frostbite. The principle behind it has not changed. What has changed is the precision with which that principle can be applied. Subscribe to In the Beginning. The product links are in the description. See you in the next one.